It looks like we have one attendee with the last three letter or numbers of their number 383. Is that one of the members or is that someone else?
Yes, that'll be one of the numbers. If you want to unmute them and ask who it is.
Yeah, okay. Hello, is this a member of the LHAB that called in?
Yeah, this is Glenn Spieth.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi.
So you've got staff here, but you're the only member so far. We'll see if people show up in the next couple minutes.
Okay, I tried to go on the online thing, and it's not coming up.
Oh, right. I haven't started it up yet. I'm going to do that right now. All right, we are live on YouTube right now.
I could ask where, but it's not showing yet. Is there any button they need to push?
You're on the city's YouTube channel?
Yeah, the only thing I get is 2021 Lakewood Human Services application interviews streamed 1 day ago. That's the latest.
Let's see.
I'm not going to be seen anyway, am I?
No. It might take a minute for it to kick in.
Yeah, I don't see that we're, well, I see that it says we're live, but I'm not seeing us on the actual YouTube channel yet as being live. Glenn, when we do go live, make sure that you are muting your computer. That way we don't have feedback, but you'll be able to see the meeting agenda by being on YouTube.
All right.
And it looks like there's two other people, William Elder and then someone with a phone number ending 816 that have joined us as well.
Yep.
That's Beth.
Signing in.
Well, that's great. We now have a quorum.
And it's not quite 6 yet, so we're doing good.
That's right.
Is there a way I can continue sharing the screen and see options for like participants? Or is it one or the other?
Unfortunately, I think it's one or the other. We can talk about it a little more after the meeting, Ramon, but the screen will be there, and then you should, if this was video for everybody instead of phone, you would see images of people over to your right. But I think because they're phone calling in, you're not going to see that.
Okay.
Ramon, if you toggle towards the top or bottom of your screen, do you see the prompt for participants?
Yes, William Elder raised his.
Yeah, so click on that, and that's where you'll see the.
Got it.
It should open up.
All the controls. Okay.
Everyone.
Got 2 minutes to go, right?
Something like that.
Yes, Mr. Spieth, and
Cool.
Ramon Rodriguez is going to be your lead staff person tonight. So I'm going to mute myself and have
Okay.
him take over and work with you.
Okay, Courtney isn't there and Karen isn't there.
They're both here, but I'm being the lead tonight.
I'm here, Glenn.
Okay.
This is going to be my last meeting before I take family leave. So transferring over for Ramon.
Courtney's here for moral
Courtney,
support.
yeah, Courtney, if I send you a question by email, you still have a few days to possibly respond.
Yes.
All right, I'll do that shortly here.
Ramon, can you hear me?
I can, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My question is, Ramon, can you hear me? This is William Elder.
Yes, I can hear you as well.
The reason my hand is up is I simply wanted to welcome you and say good luck.
Thank you. Well, it looks like it's 6 o'clock. Ready to call this meeting to order. We can start with meeting roll call. Glenn, do you want to?
Okay. Yeah, could I call the meeting to order? And who's ever taking the roll, please call roll.
Glenn Spieth,
Here.
Beth Campbell,
Present.
William Elder,
Here.
Joan Cooley is not on yet, but you do have quorum.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any changes to the agenda tonight? Or acceptance to the current agenda?
None for me.
All right. So looks like we've approved the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All right. Looking at the minutes of the last meeting, I would hope everybody's had a chance to read them. Is there a movement to accept the minutes or any changes thereto?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the minutes be approved as presented to us.
Okay, is there a
I
second?
will second that.
Okay. The question now is, do you all approve the minutes? I say aye.
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 Okay, looks like the minutes are approved. Any announcements? I don't have any. Does anybody else have any?
No.
I have none.
All right. Public comments? Is there anybody from the public that's plugged in, or anybody want to make a comment?
Mr. Chair, we do not have any members of the public present on the call.
All right. Public hearings, I take it we do not have any. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, next is reports by the Historic Preservation Officer or staff. Do we have
I
any
don't have
reports?
I do not have any reports.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in, or we don't have any specific reports today?
I
We
believe
do
that,
have unfinished
All right,
business.
moving.
yeah, no unfinished business. The only
Okay.
thing I would add, Mr. Chair, is that as was mentioned before the meeting officially started, Courtney Burdell will be on leave for a while. So Ramon Rodriguez is going to serve as lead staff until she returns.
All right. Did you say there was no unfinished business? I thought we were gonna look at remaining items on the work plan.
What's the agenda say?
Yes, you are
Remaining
supposed to be
items
discussing
on
the work plan. Yes, yes, you
Yeah.
are.
No, I think what was said is there's no reports by officer.
No. Okay. Looking at the work plan. Anybody have a comment on the work plan? Looking at the 2020 work plan, we have some ongoing projects. No timelines. We're going to implement the Historic Streets Recognition Program. Continue to work on the Clover Park School District to incorporate local Lakewood history into the curriculum. I don't know if anybody's worked that recently. I think the last meeting it indicated that we're
Yeah, we
close
haven't
to
really had a
getting
chance because we haven't
Yeah.
had like in-person school for ever.
Yeah.
So.
And we don't know at what point in time. Maybe we'll have an update next month.
Yeah.
Okay, research grant opportunities to fund additional historic markers throughout the city of Lakewood. Is there any activity on that?
Mr. Chairman,
I do have.
Is it the case that the
I didn't.
the committee will look to the March 2021 for a submission of a grant to be used in order to implement, i.e. put up in place the existing signs which we now have in hand?
I understood about a third of that.
Yeah, me too. I'm still confused.
Okay. I thought that there was an item on that would be looked at again in the new year, in March of 2021, in which there would be an additional grant in order to install the existing signs that we have already purchased.
Okay, but this, we're talking right now about additional historic markers as opposed to street signs. Street signs will be coming up here shortly.
Take it all back.
Okay, I do have 2 historic markers that are ready to go to the foundry and for the photos, but I don't have any kind of grant to apply them to yet. So we also have 2 markers which could be installed, but we don't have some of the materials like rocks to put them on. The 2 that are yet to be installed are Thornwood and House of Donuts. The 2 that would be full up new markers is the Bird Cemetery, which is on the State Game Farm. And the second one is Woodbrook Hunt Club. Their building, which they've been waiting for some time. That's still one that's written but not funded yet. Anybody want to make any comments on any of that?
Did you find a nice round rock for the donut house?
One with a hole in it.
No. The owner is kind of holding that one because he hasn't decided where he wants to put it. He doesn't want to put it out on a rock close to the front because it's continually being run into. He
Yeah.
indicated he could put it on the building. We won't need a rock for that, but that still hasn't happened.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
I'm going to have
maybe
to
on the
go over
building,
there and,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to mess with the
place there
mid-century
because
aesthetic either.
yeah, the building, at least up in the front, is mostly glass, so there isn't a whole lot of space.
Yeah.
So I'll just have to keep coordinating with him when I can get a hold of him and
Yeah.
see if he's got ideas on how to break this. The plaque is already it's in the museum, just waiting for installation. Same way with Thornwood.
Okay.
The other two are drafted, but they are not ordered yet, nor have the pictures been ordered. We did lose one picture on the Colonial Center. Somebody pried it off, and I had put it on with liquid nails, which is about the toughest stuff I could find to put it on with, but they got it off. That's one that either the Historical Society or a grant would help pay for. I don't think the pictures are as expensive as they used to be, because they used to be about $500. I don't think they should cost any more than $150, $200 at the most. So
Well, that's one place where
any other
technology
ideas?
does us good.
Yeah. Well, they were never really that expensive except for who we went through. Premier Memorial, I don't think, was interested in continuing with it because it was up to $5,000 per historic marker. And the last quote I got from Lakewood, the one that does the plaques and stuff here on 100th Street, and the name's escaping me, but they were about $1,200, $1,250, including the pictures, which I thought that's going back to when we first started putting in markers. So hopefully that's still true with all the changes in companies and all this stuff that may not be correct anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, any other comments on this subject?
I would say that, yes, that there is a concern about security. These things, we're talking about the money involved in them, and they make them targets for the those who want to have a memento in their place of business or house. So that I think security concerns need to be addressed as to where they're put.
Yeah, I hesitate to put them inside places because that limits access. They've traditionally, there's like 22, I think, that are on rocks in the Lakewood area, and very few through the years have been damaged. We did lose one at the one photo at the Western State Patients Cemetery. Somebody shot it with a BB gun and chipped it. The second one was the Bird School, which was it either popped off due to the weather. They had epoxied that to the bronze, and that a porcelain plaque epoxied to a bronze plaque, I think is an expansion nightmare, and I think it fell off or easily popped off. And I had one that popped off on me when we were dedicating the Boatman and Ainsworth house because I was brushing the needles off the plaque and it came off. So that was one I glued back on. That was one that had been epoxied also. Anyway, enough for that. Anybody else have any other comments they want to make on that?
I would withdraw my concern given the number of losses that we've had.
Yeah, they don't really have any value aside from, you know, their aesthetic value. You know, if people are vandalizing it, it's because they just want to vandalize things. It's not like they're selling something or anything, because they're just,
yeah, they really don't have much.
You can't pawn a porcelain picture of something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's like, you know, there's only so much protection you can do against vandals who just want to vandalize. So I think all in all, it's actually done pretty well.
Yeah, I think that they've all lasted pretty well, and we kind of expect something every once in a while, but you never know. Maybe a group that wants to collect them all at some point in time, but we'll try to keep that.
I can't imagine who that would be.
Yeah.
Get the whole.
Kind of
wait a minute.
They're collectors for everything nowadays.
Yeah.
Shall we move on?
Yes.
Update to the Lakewood touring map to put in the historic street names. That was kind of in work, but although we haven't got the historic street names out yet. Do we have any update on when the street names will be installed? They're to be done.
I thought the theme said it was like spring next year.
Okay.
Right.
So
as far as I'm aware, we have to receive grant funding to provide the installation of the signs, which I don't believe we have. Which I think it's next grant cycle, 2020, 2021.
Referred to in the minutes that we received.
Yeah.
Being in March of 2021 or 2020, 21, whatever it is, next year.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. Next is work with Pretty Gritty Tours to develop a walking tour of the city of Lakewood. Do we have any movement on that recently?
No, I think that's on hold because I don't think they're really operating right now.
Yeah. Plus, tours are kind of not operating too well right now either.
Yeah. So they're always outside. So.
Yeah. Next is develop frequently asked questions to be included in the LHAB website. Any activity on that?
I don't think so. I haven't thought of any frequently asked questions.
Yeah, and we haven't had any questions asked that I know of. All right, explore use of community landmark designation for the Colonial Center, Western State Hospital, Roadsley House, Carmen, Villa Carmen, which is Madeira, the Fled House, Little Church on the Prairie, Thornwood Castle, Miller Harkins Hangar, and Tacoma Country and Golf Club, and the H Barn at Fort Steilacoom, and the Allen Liddy House. I think most activity is pretty well indoors now, which makes it kind of difficult to get these things coordinated at the moment. Many of these outfits are closed down or don't want to open up or don't want to talk to anybody until we're truly free.
Yeah, I think everything's kind of on hold. I was looking on Pretty Gertie's website, and they're doing virtual tours, but they're not doing any in-person tours until June. So, but I don't know. Maybe that makes this a kind of a good time to talk to them. Maybe they can run around and develop a virtual tour, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Give them something to work on.
All right. Next in line is work on recruitment of new members to serve on the LHAB. I don't have any nominees at the moment. Does anybody else?
No.
I do not.
It can be posted.
Yeah,
see what that
absolutely.
develops. Although most everybody's kind of in hiding right now.
Yeah.
All right. I actively engage with the City of Lakewood Youth Council. I haven't seen anybody from the Youth Council to any of our meetings. Of course, with this strange meetings that we have now, that's something.
Yeah, it's all just kind of weird.
Possible. Yeah.
I don't know how you convince a 16 to 18-year-old who's going to school virtually that they need to attend yet another Zoom meeting.
Yeah. Well, usually it's just one.
They might not be really enthusiastic.
Yeah. It's just one person. We have had some that were
yeah.
Glenn,
nice to have.
Courtney. Yeah, Glenn, this is Courtney. We did actually just today receive notification that we do have somebody interested in attending our meetings. So they would attend the last meeting this year, which will be the next meeting in October. Their name is Anderson Hahn. They're from Charles Wright, and they are assigned to us through the Youth Council. So the Youth Council's only had one meeting so far this school year. And I will forward Mr. Hahn's information to both Karen and Ramon to reach out to him so that he can participate at the next meeting into 2021.
Okay, great. Let's hope we can have a next meeting in 2021. Any new business? Hearing none. Is that right?
I got
Courtney?
nothing.
Okay. Next scheduled meeting is tentatively for October 22nd. That's when we will maybe have a youth council representative. Maybe we will be free. Maybe not. Probably not. Any other comments for tonight? Everybody doing okay?
So far, so good.
Yeah, same here. I'm really bored. I've got more to do now, I think. Yeah, I have more to do now, I think, than when I was free to do things, but I don't know. Maybe that's because I sleep more. Okay, next meeting, October 22, 2020. Anything else for the good of the order?
I have nothing.
Hearing none. Okay, well, hearing nothing. We'll consider the meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Hasta la vista.
Thank you all.